In the heart of winter, the woods were a sanctuary of silence, blanketed in snow. John, a solitary man with a heart for adventure, and his loyal dog Jack, a golden retriever with a sense of curiosity, embarked on their regular walk in the forest. The day was colder than usual, the sky overcast, lending an eerie stillness to the woods. As they ventured deeper, John noticed something unusual. A set of large fresh bear tracks imprinted in the snow. Instinctively cautious, he tightened his grip on Jack's leash, his senses heightened. They followed the tracks, curiosity overcoming caution, until they stumbled upon a clearing. It was there they saw it, not a bear, but a creature out of a nightmare. Towering and covered in dark fur, it stood on its hind legs, with piercing emerald eyes that glinted with a feral intelligence. Bat-like wings unfurled from its back, and atop its head were two sharp, twisted horns. Jack growled, sensing the danger, as John's heart pounded in his chest. The creature snarled, and in a flash a chase began. John and Jack ran through the thick snow, the creature's thunderous roars echoing behind them. In the panic, Jack's leash slipped from John's grasp, and the dog darted in a different direction, leading the beast away. John, breathless and scared, hid behind a large tree, hoping the creature would pass. Minutes that felt like hours went by. He dared to peek from his hiding spot. When he finally had the courage to do so, there it was, staring back with those haunting emerald eyes. The creature growled menacingly, its hot breath visible in the cold air. Just as the creature lunged, a blur of gold fur leaped out from the shadows. Jack, brave and loyal, attacked the beast, giving John a moment to escape. The sounds of a fierce struggle filled the air as John ran, tears streaming down his face. By the time John gathered help and returned, it was too late. Jack lay motionless, a hero in his final act. The creature was nowhere to be seen, as if it had vanished into the very air. John knelt beside Jack, grief overwhelming him. In the silence of the snowy woods, a man mourned his best friend, a dog who had saved his life at the cost of his own. John, forever changed by that harrowing day, found himself drawn back to the woods. He couldn't explain it. Perhaps it was grief, or a need for closure, or maybe a deep-seated desire for vengeance. He walked the same path every day, retracing the steps of that fateful chase, hoping to find a clue, anything that could explain the existence of the beast. As weeks turned into months, the townspeople began to talk. They whispered about the man who walked the woods alone, haunted by his past. They didn't understand, couldn't understand. The bond between a man and his dog, and how it could drive him to face his deepest fears. Then, one snowy evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows through the trees, John heard it. A low growl, not of the beast, but of something else. His heart raced, not with fear, but with a strange sense of anticipation. He turned, and there, emerging from the shadowed underbrush, was a wolf. Its fur as white as the snow around them. The wolf approached slowly, its eyes not threatening, but understanding. In them, John saw a reflection of his own loss and loneliness. He realized this creature, too, had known pain and solitude. They stood there, man and wolf, connected by an unspoken bond of shared suffering and resilience. In the weeks that followed, John and the wolf became unlikely companions. The wolf, which he named Ghost, followed him, watched over him, and even played with him, much like Jack used to. The townspeople's whispers grew into stories of the man who befriended a wolf, a tale that blurred the line between legend and reality. One particularly cold evening, as John and Ghost rested by a fire John had made, a low growl came from the trees. The creature had returned. It emerged silently, its emerald eyes glowing in the firelight. John stood, Ghost by his side, prepared for a confrontation. In that stark moonlit clearing, an air of destiny hung heavy as John and the wolf, now known as Ghost, faced the mythical creature. The beast, with its emerald eyes and bat-like wings, exuded an aura of primal power. John's heart raced with a mix of fear, anger, and a thirst for vengeance for his fallen companion Jack. As if sensing John's emotions, Ghost tensed, his eyes locked on the creature. Without warning, the creature lunged towards them, its growls reverberating through the cold night air. Ghost sprang into action, intercepting the beast with a fierce snarl. The two clashed in a whirlwind of fur and fangs, an ancient dance of predator versus protector. John watched, his fists clenched as Ghost and the creature battled fiercely. The wolf moved with a grace and ferocity that seemed beyond the natural world, embodying the spirit of survival and loyalty. The creature with its otherworldly strength was a formidable opponent, but Ghost was fighting for more than just survival. He was fighting for a bond, for the memory of Jack. The battle raged, leaving traces of their struggle in the snow, a chaotic tapestry of survival. In a final desperate move, the creature aimed its horns at Ghost, but the wolf, agile and determined, dodged and leapt onto the creature's back, sinking its teeth into its neck. A silence fell over the woods as the creature collapsed, its emerald eyes dimming. Ghost stood over it, his chest heaving, a victorious but solemn figure. John approached slowly, laying a hand on Ghost's fur. In that moment, he felt a deep connection to the wolf, a bond forged through shared struggle and understanding. As the first rays of dawn broke through the trees, John knew that his past had forever changed. Ghost, his new companion, had not only avenged Jack, but had also filled the void left by his beloved dog. Together, they would walk the woods, not as a man haunted by loss, but as a guardian, accompanied by a creature who was both a fierce protector and a loyal friend. The legend of John and Ghost spread far and wide, a tale of redemption, courage, and the unbreakable bonds that can form in the wildest of hearts. The woods were no longer a place of sorrow for John, but a sanctuary where the memory of Jack lived on, honored by the wolf who had become his new companion, his new protector in the dance of life and survival in the wilderness. Thank you for listening to Have You Ever Found Bear Tracks in the Snow? If you enjoyed this story, please leave a like, and if you enjoy hearing stories from me, please subscribe and become a resident of Hill Street, and let me know how I'm doing in the comments. And I hope all of you have a fantastic night.